Okay, so we got a ZvP, I believe, against Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll open with a 15 hatch and take it from there. We're gonna play this game to absorb, to react, so not really a huge set build order in mind. Build orders usually are less effective with Zerg unless you're planning to attack first, right? Like build orders that I could give a name, I guess, would only work in so long as you have the first action, because as soon as the action starts, then the game is thrown in its head. So you know, you just wanna, you don't wanna plan for something that's probably not gonna happen. And with Zerg, that's pretty often the case, that you're just reacting to what your opponent is doing. So this is gonna be a more reactionary game. We'll play according to what our opponent dictates. So we're gonna take a more macro-based approach, I suppose, which is kind of like the name of the game with Zerg. Overlords here to prevent cannon rushes and the likes. When the main's saturated, we can start rallying to the natural. So again, saturating my gas first, but slowly prioritizing minerals so that we may boom on the mineral front. Start my 2 queens, maybe just 1 pair of links. Let's see if he spends a chrono boost. It's gonna be a forge. Very interesting forge. So yeah, I see forges a lot at around this level of play, and while I was climbing, especially with random, right, like as the MMR is a little bit lower, it is not uncommon to see forges. The higher the level of play, the less likely you are to see forges early, unless they have a very specific purpose, like upgrades. And the reason is now he's invested 300 minerals into Wolof, right? That can't accomplish anything aggressively. So if we're playing reactively, the right call here for me, more often than not, there's other ways to punish it, of course, but more often than not, we just want to sit back and macro up, right? Because he's invested 300 resources that cannot be invested into aggression, that cannot go on my side of the map to cause havoc. And doubling down on that concept is the fact that he made a Zealot, right? So the Zealot's not very effective either on offense in this matchup. Now he's gonna go for a Stargate, and this is a more common transition for people who do this, is they go into Stargates after, because they just want to stay safe with low economy, right? But again, I think this is pretty punishable by just being greedy. We're gonna make sure that he's not sneaking out an expansion anywhere or anything like that. So just keeping tabs on that. He killed an Overlord, but that also gave us information that he's going for that he went for a Stalker. And we are now on 3 base, going up to a 4th, knowing that we're mostly just gonna be safe no matter what. So next thing we're gonna do is just check the forge, make sure he's not making upgrades. And we're not even making queens, by the way. Like, we will add queens, but only after we have like a bunch of extra workers. And as long as we're prioritizing workers, right? All of the money is going towards larva, and if we have extra money, then we can make queens. Now we have to anticipate that he could be going for an oracle. You can see we're floating a little bit of gas as well, but same concept. No really use rushing my my lair. He's now gonna take an expansion, a 3rd expansion, on the back of what he's doing. But I mean, I feel like we've already won this game, because we are droning up like crazy, and with the setup that he has, like adding cannons everywhere, etc., shield batteries, just, you know, making sure that he doesn't die if I commit to aggression, is kind of glorious for us, because we're just making drones. So, you know, now we're gonna make a lair. We'll continue to make drones. As we're getting to saturation, we're gonna add gases. Oops, already had that saturated. Those extra queens that we were talking about as well. Another round of drones. And we can go into anything now.
overlords.
I got Overlord speed so that we can scout what he's doing exactly and react accordingly. Most likely it's gonna be something like carriers. We can go straight into a Hydra then perhaps and play for a timing. Or if it is carriers and we confirm them soon enough, then we can just go straight into Corruptors as well, and that's good too. So we'll make a Hydra then just for safety. At this point I'm not spending anything else in drones. I need to scout him and see what we're working with. Looks like he wants a 4th base. And it's gonna be a bunch of Void Rays, so Hydras are a good call. And we can just make sure that we are prepared. We don't have a lot of creep because we didn't make extra queens, right? But that means our economy is insane. So Hydra then is finished. We can just make a lot of Hydras now. And we have the economy situated to where we can just make a lot of Hydras at this point. And I think we'll just kill him. So this has been a game of just gathering information at the right times. And yeah, I mean he didn't do any major trickery that confused us, and that just puts us in a fantastic position, I believe. So there's all my Hydras, Hydra upgrades, while we do a very fast Hydra max out. You could add Banelings and Baneling speed. A lot of high-level players like that against the likes of static defense, but seeing as we're mostly just gonna be going up against Void Rays, really, we're just gonna make Hydra Ling. I think for now that should be enough. We could drop a Baneling Nest for a follow-up, but the first attack is just mainly gonna be Hydras, and we're pretty much maxed on Hydra Lings, so it's a very fast max before 8 minutes with Hydras, which are pretty expensive units, right? So that just speaks to how free our droning up was. So 1-1 Hydras are done. Attack move. That's a lot of cannons. Has to be said. Battery overcharge can't protect you from all of this, I think. Reinforcing with even more Hydras. Back away from the cannons. And he won't have overcharge for the next attack. This time around we can make some Banes too, because there's so much static defense. But we have fuel for days here. Here we go, round 2. GG.